Story time. To get into story time, we'll be smoking a chupacabra. Now, for those of you that don't know what a chupacabra is, it is a Mexican fairy tale or myth, kind of like Bigfoot. Pretty much just creepy looking coyote dog that runs around and eats people. So, that's one way to get a banner off. So today's story takes place in 2005. Summer of 2005. Just got out of college, living out of Tulsa. Came home for the summer, back in Katy, Texas, out by Houston. And I needed a job. So, called an old friend up of who ran a relocation service, United Van Lines, moving people from one location to another. And I said, hey man, I need a job, got room in your crew. He's like, yeah man, come on over. So, first job was in Louisiana, in New Orleans actually, pre-Katrina. And yeah, pretty much got there, got my butt kicked because it was hot, humid, and it was very intensive labor. Fast forward a few weeks, and we're in Lubbock, Texas. And we are just working away. We are moving a weatherman, if my memory serves me correct, which it usually does. He was getting moved out from Channel 5 News down to, I believe it was somewhere in California. But anyways, working our butts off, and yeah, it got hot very fast. So I look over to our helper and I said, hey man, can you please go to the truck and get us some Gatorades? And he's like, yeah, sure. So he comes back with 3 bottles of Gatorade, one for me, one for him, and one for my boss. And he shoves them all towards us, like such. And we all take our Gatorade. And crack the lid open on mine, take a swig, and I'm like, man, this Gatorade just doesn't taste right. It's like, this Gatorade just does not taste like Gatorade should. I smell it again and do another swig. And I'm like, we'll call him Bob. I'm like, Bob, does this Gatorade smell and taste right to you? He smells it and takes a big old swig. Big swig, man. Turns around and spits it out, just psh, right outside the truck. He's like, man, that thing tastes like piss. And I'm like, that Gatorade does taste like piss. And I sit there and I think for a while, and I'm thinking, why would this Gatorade that I just opened up taste and smell like piss? So I start recollecting my memories of where my Gatorade bottle was from yesterday. And then it dawns on me. And I say to my boss, I'm like, hey man, like, you know that Gatorade bottle that I had by the mini fridge? Not inside, but just by it. He's like, I think so. And mind you, this is the previous day, right? So he's like, I think so. And I'm like, did you happen to, I don't know, maybe fill it up in the middle of the night when you had to relieve yourself and didn't want to get out of the truck and do so? He's like, yeah, I did. I said, okay. So I said, do you happen to remember where you put that Gatorade bottle? The guy just put it right back by the fridge. I said, okay. So that morning pre-job, I remember waking up and he's like, hey, Jeremiah, get up, and crawling out of my bunk bed there in his 18-wheeler, and he's like, here, put these in the fridge, and he slides over a whole pile of Gatorades. Yeah, man, got it. So I just start shuffling them in the fridge. So it then brings full circle of a story that my quarter-inch or quarter left Gatorade that I had by the mini fridge was topped off in the middle of the night, and he put the lid back on it and put it back over the fridge. So when I got the Gatorades and shoved them all into the fridge, yeah. So obviously, for people that may be slow, the pea-filled Gatorade bottle got shoved in the mini fridge, and I was the one that happened to drink it. So I laughed about it. I mean, there's nothing you can do at that point. I mean, you just drank piss, you know. So I just laughed about it and thought to myself, you know, there's probably some kind of life lesson in this somewhere down the line. And I would say that the life lesson for this would be, if it smells and tastes like piss, it's probably piss, man. That can be applied to lots of things throughout life. I mean, don't take a job for money. I've done that, and it failed drastically. The grass is not always greener on the other side. We've heard that before. Yeah, like, you can sugarcoat as much as you want, but down the line, I mean, that Gatorade bottle still had piss in it. No matter how much leftover sugar, and you know, in my case, it just happened to be a lemon lime Gatorade, which used to be my favorite. And for those of us that urinate, which should be all of us, right? I mean, that's very similar coloration to what our urine sometimes is. So with maybe that much left in that bottle that day, topped off with piss, even though it still had its flavoring and its scent to an extent, it still was piss. So the moral of the story is, if it smells and tastes like piss, don't drink it. Maybe just run the other way. Maybe don't go that route in life. So hope you enjoyed my story. I figured that people can get some humor out of this as much as I do now. And stay tuned for the next one.